And for the Canterbury Bulldogs, there was clearly a close encounter with the Dragons. They couldn't get the win, but there was some very good performances there from a few of their players last week. And looking for this matchup, this should be a good match.
We're underway. Sky Sport calling it for you from Auckland. A warm welcome to our viewers across the Tasman as well. And it will be the Warriors who'll have first dibs with the football. A bit of a popped ball as well quickly. It's good to see more women involved in the refereeing ranks. Casey Badger's out there today. Antoinette Watts is on the side as well. James Vella's helping out. Nathan Barker-Pringle as we get underway on the 10-metre line here for the home team. And a little bit more experience being added here today. Speaking earlier with the coach of the home squad, he just said that some of the younger players are taking longer to recover than he would have liked. But that's the reality of it. If you're 17 and going week in, week out, travel as well as the hardness of the competition, you can understand why he's got some concerns about them turning it on week in and week out. Of course, the back row with the ball now. Chris Seal, 49 games today for the NYC squad. It'll be a big week next week when he hits the big 50 mark, and it's the left-footed boot sent downtown, taken at the back by Cameron Scott on his 10-metre line. And he'll just gas it forward about 5 or 6 metres to ground, 20 out from his line.
Well, that man on screen, Chanel, had a good game last weekend with some good stats. He was instrumental with a couple of try assists last week. 24 tackles as well, but setting up 2 tries. A very good start for the Warriors last weekend, and I'm sure they want to back it up with a win. It's only 2 games they've won so far this season. They want to back it up with another win tonight.
Well, it was a hard-fought victory and not one of the flashes, according to Pocklington. As we see the Bulldogs, always tough too with their ISP or the top squad. They've just got a reputation for being tough outfits, as we see Michael Doolan get the first kick for the Doggies. It's taken nicely at the back by Lee Turner, who shows some class to take it 15 from his own line.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to see Jaden Okumbo on the left edge there. He played centres last year, and he even played in the front row. But he was absolutely devastating against the Dragons. 3 tries, 3 line breaks, 4 try assists, 4 offloads, 7 tackle busts, and 129 metres. Quite an effort from the big fella. He looks very much like Idris, as a lot of people are suggesting, but he's certainly a powerful fringe player.
Jaden Okumbo will be one to look out for here this evening. Great to have Friday night football here in Auckland as well. Just short of the halfway now with the Warriors. The drop-off ball back on the inside, picking up Kinesi. Continues to impress with the grunt work through the middle. 42 metres from the line. It's the Warriors and out to Harris Tavita. Puts the little left foot kick in. Game management's improving all the time for that young man, and puts it across into touch on the far side. Allowed to roll into touch, admittedly, but still an accurate kick to get underway early on in the game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward too to seeing Kane Talia. He's been in a number of positions this season too, notably at fullback, and then he moved to the centres as well. So it just shows that this kid's got the talent to be explored in different positions, and I think it's good for development too, especially for a youngster coming through. Just understand what it's like to play in different positions, and he's clearly got the skill set and the body type to move around.
Where do you see him?
Well, I see him as a centre. He looks like he's got the body type, and I just think he's going to full out over time, and I think he's suited to centre position.
Tui Katoa. It's the same Tui Katoa. I'm thinking he's from Otago Boys High School, but at that stage he was a number 8, unless it is a namesake. The Bulldogs with the footy now. And of course, Belmore, the home ground of the Bulldogs, in Sydney's west. Good powerful run as well on the setup. Preston Riki is the tackler, but a penalty is going the Bulldogs' way.
Should be very interesting, actually, with a bit of dew on the field. Just how the kicking game, or how they manage that, whether it's a high ball or on the ground type of kicks, makes it very difficult when it's like this, particularly for the back 3. Getting to the ball early, or do you take your time just getting to the ball? So let's see how that pans out.
Looking forward to the play of the ball, and Tello. It's Willie Tello's young fella. Talk about him being bright too. He's at university. This is Kardasalaris, who will play the football close by. Doolin gets it wide. Nice injection out wide. This is Adam Kieran. dummy half work for Kiko Manu. Plenty of Kiwi involvement in the Bulldogs club. It could actually be said of most of the NRL clubs. Not all, but most have a fair smattering of Kiwi players in them. The double around two for Talo, nicely put on two for Wakeham. He's still got the ball, Wakeham. Worming his way around, comes at Eden Acton, where he's shut down now, just a couple of metres out from the try line. Big opportunity here for the Bulldogs, 5 minutes into the game. That's been touched, it's still alive. And diving towards the line, referee Badger is very close.
First knock on from the Warriors, Bulldogs feed.
And a good call. For a time there, the Bulldogs thought they might have scored the first try.
Absolutely, just rubbing off Chanel. A little chip through, and as I mentioned before, it's going to be difficult to pick the ball up in these slippery conditions. You see this kick through. It was very close to Chanel getting that ball, but unfortunately, with the dew on the ball, it was always going to be difficult.
Well, Chanel looked to take the slips catch. It didn't quite come off for him. Looking on, plenty of Bulldog support here. Traditionally, one of the more popular clubs this side of the Tasman, as well as Hayden Ashcroft plays it. And now Dolan, quick hands out to Kumbo. He can't advance this time around and is shut down by the Warriors defenders. A bit slow to get to his feet this time around too. So Talo pushes to the right. Straightening run from Patea. Jordan Patea with the ball right in front of the post. Big chance for the Doggies. Bit of a juggle initially for Wakeham. He'll skirt around and then double back. Finds himself in a cul-de-sac, can't get away. Now the Bulldogs will, threading the needle, but it's pushed across the dead ball line. The Warriors will get the restart on the 20-metre line.
Well, good energy. It was a lovely little kick. It was weighted just a little bit heavy, but good energy from the Warriors to get back and just to cover well. And here we go. The Warriors just got to try find their feet and get back on into the opposition half so they can mount some style of attack. But it's pretty dominating here from the Bulldogs. They've certainly got the possession in their stakes.
This is Dean Coker-Smith. A real talent. I watched him go around at the Māori tournament last year. He was very good and was heading to Newcastle. Of course, he has come back and scored 2 tries in the last outing against the Gold Coast Titans a fortnight ago. Of course, both squads the benefit of a week's rest. Like everyone else, disappointing not to be seeing the best of Jonathan Thurston, although with my Kiwi supporters hat on, probably a little happy about it all. But he's such a champion. What an effort the other night. That was skimmed off the hands out wide of Gibson Popaiali'i. And it will be a Bulldogs feed on the 20-metre line there into the ground.
The first set they had in the opposition half, and they've come up with a play that was pretty disappointing, I think, if you're Grant Polkington, just to build some pressure. And they were just shaping to see some joy on the edges. They had plenty of space on the left edge to explore. But it was not the best of passes, and now they're under the pump again. If we look at the possession, it's 63-37 in favour of the Bulldogs. And completion rate is well in favour of the Dogs, and 100% and 50% for the Warriors. So.
Bar getting himself plenty involved, isn't he? The Bulldogs just trying to force their way through what's been a pretty solid defensive line so far as we approach the 9-minute mark. A settling run through the middle for the back row at Ashcroft. Spirited run with plenty of intent this time from Louis Strickland. That is junior footy out in Cronulla into Caringbah, the 19-year-old. Kick is easily accounted for on the far side of the field by Popaiali'i. He's done some really good work through the year. Remember, this team in 12 games without a win. They had to think the frustration levels would have been through the roof. Got themselves close on a number of occasions, couldn't quite close out the game, but now that they've found the way to the winning line, I get the feeling that they may just kick on from here. An important game, the confidence building. A long way off the 8, that's for sure. But it's about young guys learning what's expected of them at this level and beyond. Kinesi on the 5th and final tackle now. 40 metres out from the try line. The Warriors on the last play to Harris Tavita. This time he puts a bit of height on it. And a tester at the back for Cameron Scott. who performs with a special effort. We've got a bit of added attention as well that the referee took exception to.
Yeah, Joe Vuna, I think it's disappointing, really. The kick and the pressure on there, Joe Vuna, just a little bit too high. He's got a history of penalties. Him and Chris Seo, I think they're second and third on the list of penalties. And that was certainly one that you'd want to put to bed pretty quickly.
5 short of the halfway now with the Bulldogs. We're expecting a close tussle here tonight. It's starting out in a nice way, isn't it? This is Carlos Alaris. Quick play the ball for him. Acting half work from Doolan. A wall of Warriors defenders. Pretty busy and full of enthusiasm at the moment. 32 metres out. Talao. Wakeham nicely for Scott, who pushes himself into the line. 15 in from the eastern touchline. Wakeham, Carlos here. 25, straight in front, options left and right, peeling away to the right-hand side. There's a little kick from Wakeham. Popwali'i reads the bounce nicely and a hot step as well. Coming back at him is Partia. Jordan Partier's a scaffolder through the Mounties club. 25 metres out from the Warriors line. Special night here at Mount Smart Stadium. The 1977 Auckland team swept all international squads aside 40 years ago to this month. June of 77, they accounted for Australia, Great Britain and France. 19 of the players, all of them, here tonight. Here's a little kick on the outside for Popwali'i. It'll beat everyone at the touch. The thinking was smart, but Popwali'i just out of reach.
That's good from the Warriors there, pushing up. Aidan Ackland was really good, noticing there is an opportunity around the dummy half, and just the push up there from Lee Turner. It's really good news there for the Warriors that there's a lot of support around the ball, and this was just smart too from Chanel Harris to Vida. The kick wasn't quite good, it wasn't great, should I say, but the idea was right. And you just got to chance your arm now and then. He read it well, executed it, wasn't that great.
Possession still well in favour of the visitors too. The Bulldogs owning 63% of the footy. Tui Katoa up to play. This is a bounce and away, so a solid run with the football. 35 metres this time around. Wanting to quick play the ball. And delivery is Doolan, who quite often finds himself in the acting half role. Partia now. Can't get through. Doggies with a bit of a jink off the right, step back it comes to Wakeham. He's swamped in the tackle too with Joey Vuna. And across the top, then Coker Smith. This game I like a lot. Let's see how it hands out this time. Ashcroft, a willing worker, Ashcroft, I'll give him that. It's his 7th carry already today. Doolan puts the ball high. A bit of a tester here. The pressure came on early, and the referee, quite rightly, you've got to give him a bit of an opportunity to get at the football. All over him. And Israel Ogden, no chance. Warriors get a penalty.
That was probably the best kick, or the fifth kick options from the Bulldogs. Wakeham not finding the right position for the ball. It's along the ground, but it's making it too easy for Ogden to get the ball. And that was a much better kick. The height was good, so therefore the chase was spot on. Interference there from the Bulldog. The Warriors deserve a penalty, and a welcome one at that.
Of course, we've still got that New Zealand connection to the Doggies club that we should all be proud of. The first woman to be the CEO of an NRL club, Raylene Castle. Of course, her dad, former Kiwi as well, Bruce.
Of course, and a lovely couple, and of course, Bruce, an outstanding man. And a Kiwi, of course. Raylene steps down next year as a CEO, so she's going to move on. Be interested to see what she will do. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of organisations wanting to have her on board.
Well, we're talking netball women. Let's pay tribute as well to Nolene Todor. We'll just keep the action with you as we get close to the line. I'll tell you a bit more about his success in a moment. Wide we come. The Warriors are looking good here. And in to score is Malino Filianganofo.
I think there's an element of obstruction there where the lead runner stayed in the way of defenders. He did go through, and a try is presented, but that reeked of an obstruction. But you got to carry on, and Harris again with a try assist. It was a good run here for Kinesi. Kinesi just charging through the middle. Look at that, good ruck speed. Post meters was outstanding. Players around the ruck, 6s and 7s defending. Chanel pacing through. You could just see he's slightly just behind the lead runner, Kane Talia. But again, you get the rub of the green now and then. It's a good try for the Warriors. It's the first time they've actually cemented themselves in the opposition half and they score a try.
Filianganofo's had some outstanding runs through the year. Of course, as we know, results-wise, it hasn't paid off, but a great start for the home team here. No doubt confidence on the rise. Filianganofo assisted, as Richie said, by perhaps a little opportunity, but they made the play and gave themselves a chance. And of course, he's a solid centre, not the tallest of centres. He's very strong with great leg drive when he's close to the line. So Harris DeVita looking to add the extras. Lovely shot. Floodlights of Mount Smart Stadium, and Harris DeVita splits the sticks, picks up 2, 6-0 after 16 minutes.
You mentioned Malino Filianganofo, and I find that times when he charges the ball and wants to get the ball in hand, he's devastating, and his quick play of the balls just add value to this Warriors side. And so when he's on, the Warriors seem to be a lot stronger side.
And just getting back to Nolene Todor, wonderfully talented netballer in her own right, former Silver Fern. Had great success last week in steering the Sunshine Coast Lightning, which is an offshoot of the Melbourne Storm, to victory in the domestic competition in Australia. Congratulations to her. Of course, no doubt, talking with Craig Bellamy and the Melbourne Storm connections, refining her coaching technique under the tutelage of that master coach. So congratulations to Nolene. Aidan Ackland with the ball. I like what I'm seeing from him too in the 9 jersey. Admittedly, when we first saw him, Rich, we thought, well, he's only, slight build, really has to be a halfback, but he's looking pretty good in the 9 jersey, Aidan Ackland.
I totally agree. I think he's made every post a winner this last couple of weeks. And I think what he brings is that energy, the relentless energy. He'll tack around the legs, and they do get a little bit of go forward there, but he just keeps trying. He gets back quick. His line speed's great. His energy's infectious. And I think that's the most important thing, I think, when you're, I guess, trying to build a culture. And he's certainly one of those players that will give 100%, and that's the key. And his tackling, as we mentioned, just there, great technique.
Well, he's put down some much bigger men. Reminds me at times of the way Tuvi used to hit the big guys. And he spills the ball here. Great field position. To go back-to-back here as Joey Vuna carries it. He's 20 metres from the try line. Quick play of the ball. Ackland's got a good distribution game as well, which you'd expect from the halves. But he's got a deft pass. He really pick his man and mark. Pushes them quickly when needed. Out it comes to Taylor Powder. He gets it settled as Jaden Lukumba makes the tackle. 5 metres out from the try line. Here come the Warriors. It's Harris DeVita. Threat there of an intercept. And steadily ends up with Popwali. He's away from 1, nearly 2, dragged towards the touchline. He's managed to pop the ball back on the inside brilliantly. And out it comes to Harris DeVita. He's darting. The Warriors are still going. A straightened run. Look at that. I'm not sure that he got it down, or Talia gets up as though he has. What a run, what a try from the Warriors.
Well, turn back the clock. This is the Warriors of old, isn't it? Fantastic effort here from the junior Warriors. Just the ability to offload and keep pushing up. Presenting yourself just in case. This is the Warriors we've seen in years to come. What a fantastic try and a great lead up to probably the best try, I think, so far this season. But look at the pickup from Chanel Harris. It was outstanding. And you can just see there, Kuka Smith, the tap, and you thought that things were going to be horribly wrong. But I tell you what, Papali'i did a great job to get the ball back. And Lee Turner there in support. Chanel again, what a great step, left foot. And again, Kane Talia, he strikes, he looks, dives through, and he just charges through. What a fantastic try.
It's a wonderful try. And have a look at the long arm of Kane Talia. Remember, he's quite an upright and tall centre. At the moment playing number 6. A shorter man might not have got the ball to the line. Wonderful finish. For a moment, I thought that he might have dropped it in the last fraction of a second. Not to be. And a very good try. Quarter of the game gone. The extras are added. It's 12-0 to the Warriors here over the Canterbury Bulldogs. Round 16 of the NYC.
What's really pleasing, you feel that the possession was so heavily weighted in the Bulldogs early in the first 20, but you just see there was some real patience about the Warriors. They weren't panicking, and they just started to edge their way through. And when they had time on the ball, they came up with some really spectacular tries, and that was one of the best I've seen. And it should please Grant Pilkington, because the hard work he's put in and the habits he's trying to change in the side is just coming, and it's edging its way into the side.
You know who deserves credit? It's the man who just fielded the football. That's Aiden Ackland, because it was his tackle that jarred the ball loose 35 metres out. And, of course, we saw what panned out as a result. So he's playing strong, going big, and just short of the 30-metre line. That's him with the football. The confidence, well, if it wasn't already high, it's really on the pump, isn't it? This is Kuka Smith. What a difference he's made as well, Dean Kuka Smith. We've still got some talent to come off the bench, including an excitement machine. Here's your try scorer, Talia. Centre, fullback, standoff. You'll have to work out where you prefer him. This time the big number 18 is in with the run. Preston Vicky, thank you. Richie Barnett. Talia. A few strings to the bow here for the standoff today.
Yeah, I like the way he did that. He shaped to look to pass and brought the defence up and a nice little clean kick through. Just to have a rest and reset. Think about the net set of 6. After, I guess, a try, you just want to position yourself and really make the opposition work hard, getting out of trouble.
Already the Warriors find themselves well and truly in the Bulldogs half. They're 10 metres out from the try line to be fed here by Michael Doolan. Hardest worker there, Talau, with 17 tackles beside his name. It's a nice one for Kiko Manu. Actually grew up in Auckland and played for Mount East and for the Marlins out of Mungadara as well. It's his second year with the Bulldogs, Kiko. And he come to the club via the Ipswich Jets. This is Morgan Harper.
And he's, again, another Kiwi from Ngāruawai here, I believe. So keep an eye out for the Kiwi contingent there, Kiko Manu and Morgan Harper.
Oh, well, contributing to the Anzac spirit, I guess. 16 is Spike Tail. 5 metres out. And the Bulldogs with a chance have put it down. Patia just couldn't quite handle the jandal.
Well, the tide's turning, isn't it? Some mistakes starting to creep into the Bulldogs. The Warriors sense that they're starting to build some momentum. You can just see there, Aiden Ackland eyeing up the situation. Opted to pass the ball just to get some ruck speed going.
And just a note of clarification for handle the jandal. It's a bit of a New Zealand term, that one. You might call it a song of a thong or something like that across the Tasman. Ooh, lifted but not dropped.
Hey. Oh, I know he doesn't go down, but he gets into a dangerous position. You got the mark?
It's quite
Casey Badger.
It's never fun when you get turned up like that. The days, back in the days. You're 90 degrees, you're in the ground, head in the dirt. It's crazy.
Back in those times, anything goes, and there it is. Gee, there's times you just think you're looking at it, it just stunts you.
Absolutely. He's been well contained. Line speed on the right edge is moving up just to contain a pretty powerful player.
Jerome Marmia brings some fresh legs into the battle now as Ackland peels across, and then a spinning run. A great carry as well from Kinesi. Danger time here for the Bulldogs, and looking underneath this Harris DeVita is over the line. Did he get across and down? Checking the grounding now.
Held up. Tackle 4, number 7.
7, bring it back here, mate.
Wait for the whistle, 7.
It's nice to see a prop really to use his body and swivel out, and that just generates the speed or play the ball, and allows the second play to be a lot more effective.
Well, I know that everyone wants to get it right, and that's why we've got bunkers and top side, but it's refreshing, isn't it, as we see this ball out to Whittingham here. He's dangerous from here. This is what he likes. He's done it again. It's like deja vu, and he's in again. Whittingham with try number 3 for the Warriors.
Geez, it really is hard to tackle, isn't it? When you're a centre marking up on a guy that really has that low weight ratio, he's very strong. You know he's got a lethal right foot step. And Adam Kieran, just stayed probably a little bit too far on the outside of his body instead of staying in the inside as a defender. You can see here Harris DeVita coming through and just close on getting that ball over. And again, Kinesi a wrap around, and it goes to Kane Talia. This is where it is, over-committing a little. You see the arm go out. There was plenty of defenders coming across, and Jaden Okenbar too coming across, but just the strength of this kid here. Look at that, just wonderful work, and the strength and the power and the desire to get over is second to none. Whittingham, like I said before, when he's on his game, anything's possible. And he eyes up a kick here. Chanel Harris DeVita.
What a first half performance it's been here by Whittingham. But credit to the team wide, as they played good structured football, got themselves in good field position. This guy almost scored himself. Let's see if he can add the extras. Off target this time around. So we stay at 16-0, 2 tries to that man, Whittingham. Talia in the 19th minute from close range. He squeezed his way between 2 defenders. He's certainly showing his worth and the experience he's gained.
Jeez, you just eye that as a centre, don't you? You really just got to stay on the inside and drive him to the sideline, giving him too much space.
Brad Henderson, the coach here of the Bulldogs, he'll be talking to his boys when it gets to half-time, saying, hey, watch this bloke. When he gets the ball close to the line, a little bit awkward here for the Warriors. Eventually recover, and actually do pretty well to get out to the 20-metre line. That's Jerome Marmia with the run.
Really was a fantastic carry to get himself out of trouble. He looked like he was going to get jammed in the end goal, but oh no, he charged the ball up 50 metres, which is suggesting that the Bulldogs' defence is struggling, backpedaling, and they're not on their game at the moment.
Here's some fresh legs too. Keanu Dawson, the 20-year-old, adds some starch, as mentioned, to the bench. But while he hasn't had a lot of game time, he's just returned from Newcastle. Coach Pocklington is looking to use him for 15, 20-minute bursts. Just relieve some of the pressure here for his younger players. Really welcoming the opportunity to use these guys with a little bit more experience. And the Warriors will find themselves again in a really good attacking position in a moment, after Talia looks towards the western touchline for the touch finder.
And it's really the quick play the ball, and the, I guess, the tempo and the way they're playing is really making life difficult for the Bulldogs, and the opportunities start to present themselves to the likes of Kane Talia and Aiden Ackland around the ruck, and they're starting to open holes, and now that it's time to explore it a little bit more here.
Jerome Marmia with the wind-up here. The Warriors 10 metres out from the try line and looking for try number 4 in the first half. A double around for Ackland, backing into the traffic. Another solid run, is it? The back rower, Seo, it is. Out to the left, a little bit of a dummy there for Joey Vuna. Taking in the tackle of Wakeham. They don't know where to go at the moment, the Bulldogs. They put on 32 extra tackles, and they've missed 18. So they're in a bit of trouble at the moment, the Doggies. Heading towards the line, over the line, down with the try, Dean Coker-Smith. And And it's try number 4 for the Warriors.
Well, he's a slight build. How on earth did that young player get through there? You can see the slight build of this guy. He scored 2 tries last weekend, a couple of weeks ago. You can see the anguish on some of the Bulldogs players. How on earth did he get through there? And he's probably deceptively strong. A lovely left foot kick, step. And he wiggled his way through somehow. But a nice lead play from Chanel Harris. And look at this, a nice little tip-on play. But look at this, 3 or 4 players. Well, what do you say?
Well, I know his dad, I've met him a couple of times. He's a decent bloke too. Would be pretty wrapped. You know, there's a saying, he knows his way to the line. This guy scored 2 last week, remember? And as you say, he hasn't got the strongest build. But his attitude is, see a gap, make the most of it. Great try to Coca Smith. Well, the Dogs are absolutely in the pound at the moment. 20-0. Just a half hour gone. We'll run through some stats. They've been doing it a bit tough. 125 tackles. That one off the post. At a 20-0 lead.
Sounds a lot better.
Let's have a look. 21 missed tackles, Richie.
21 missed tackles. It's starting to mount, isn't it? And then you add to that, over 37 more tackles have been made. Line breaks are starting to rear its head for the Warriors, just because the fact they're playing, the tempo's really lifted. The defence, their wrestle is starting to fall off, and so things are not looking great for the Bulldogs, but certainly for the Warriors, you just don't want to give them that ability to have the right away with the Warriors, because they'll make you pay.
Well, Janu Dawson comes surging at the line. I'm thinking the Bulldogs will be going, oh, what's this coming at me? He's a big unit. 22 minutes out from the line. Ackland continues to work the field well. Good combinations. Enjoying the work here of Harris DeVita. Seal at the back, as mentioned. Some were suggesting it was his 50th game this week. In fact, 1 game shy. Next week they'll have a bit of a celebration for him, no doubt. It won't be the alcoholic sign, though, because team culture, no drink in this under-20 squad, obvious reasons.
20 metres in Warriors.
And the Warriors, the 40-20.
That's a brilliant kick.
Over here, mate.
Chanel Harris to lead. It was just a fantastic left foot kick down that channel.
Wait for the tap.
And it really is working well. They're under the pump, the Doggies.
Dawson. He goes straight ahead. Pulled down on the tackle of Tramontana.
Joey, get your foot out.
Seal. The 3 Seal boys all came through St Paul's College, all play hooker, starting of their careers anyway. As it comes to Harris DeVita, waited nicely for Turner, and Turner is across the line for a try. They are coming thick and fast here for the Warriors. And try number 5 in the first half of play.
Well, it's unbelievable. The floodgates is certainly open. The wind is certainly on their favour at the moment for the Warriors. Lee Turner, pretty happy campaigner right now, scoring that try. It looked like they were going to hit, I think, the centre of the lead runner, but he ended up getting the ball, and there was confusion from the defence of the Bulldogs here. You can see here Kane Talia just shifting the ball over. Chanel, and it looked like it was going to go for Finnegang and Orford, because he was the weapon, he was the threat on the right-hand side. Lee Turner gets the ball, goes through, an easy try, and poor defence here from the Bulldogs.
Well, I feel for the young visitors, though. They just haven't been able to get themselves into the game. They had plenty of possession early on, Richie Barnett. But really, it's just been one-way traffic, and that can happen in sports sometimes. There's still plenty of time left in a whole half of footy. Here's Harris DeVita. Up go the flags. And an impressive 26-0 scoreline here. You're watching round 16 of the NYC. The action coming to you on Sky Sport, made in New Zealand proudly. And a double header from Mount Smart Stadium. Lee Turner made the #1 jersey his own. The held-up pass was just very sharply delivered. The Bulldogs, well, tough old day at the office. County Dawson doubles up. 2 players from the night, strengthening Pocklington's hand. Gibson Popaliki comes in from the left wing and takes the ball through to the 30. That's Dawson. For the Papakura Sea Eagles last year.
17.
Back on the mark.
Stay on the mark.
A lot of the young players from New Zealand go over and test the waters across in Australia. Some like it, some prefer to come on home and the loving embrace of their families. You see a beautiful spinning run, lovely from Riki. Preston Riki. 25 metres out from the try line, needs a quick play. The ball, Auchenbourg was in there quickly. Whineanganofo with the dummy half responsibility. He's out to Harris Tavita, who tries to push through himself, and Louis Strickland gets hold of him. 15 metres out from the line. Aidan Ackland, which way is he going to go? Down the short side to Talia, threading the needle, Talia. And it's a beautiful kick. Dead right to Richie Barnett. Cameron Scott could do nothing but force the football.
Well, it's a perfect set in my mind. There were some really good carries. That the first 3 was 30 metres. They're getting yards pretty easily, and then they come to the right. Kane Talia had options on the outside and the inside for Riki to come through. It just took the focus away from Riki, and he was able to get over the advantage line and a quick play the ball for them to shape to the left. And of course, Chanel Harris Tavita is able to kick through on the front foot with plenty of space. And it really was a complete set there from the Warriors. And the Bulldogs will be thinking, how do we stop this?
And take nothing away from Paul Turner, unavailable today. He's been playing in the standoff position. But what we're seeing here from Kane Talia and Harris Tavita is a combination that you sense you might see in backyard footy between brothers. They're intuitive, and they're delivering the football and wonderfully timed passing as well. Here's another example of it as Preston Riki gets the ball here. It's drifted forward this time around, and really the first mistake in a long time from the home team.
You're right, Dale. And I like that option too, because they shape to go to the right, of course, to Whineanganofo, because he's been such a threat on the right-hand side. That the obvious one was to hit the lead runner. It wasn't far off. That was pretty close, and I'd give that. But hey, that's the way the cookie crumbles, and I think that was a good play. Pretty happy bench, you'd expect.
Well, having only won 2 games, it's not a feeling that they would have had many times this season, if at all. Up by 26. Strange things can happen in the under-20s competition, though. Grant Pocklington, a tremendous respect for Grant. He was a very successful player, Grant Pocklington, that is. In the local competition with the Point Chevalier Pirates, he guided them to 3 Fox Memorial Championships. He's been working with Stacey. It's the very first time this year that they haven't conceded points in the first half. So he'll be very pleased with the way the team's playing, but of course won't be popping any champagne corks or popping them at half-time. With the football now is Israel Ogden. And he's wrapped up 10 metres out from his own line. There's Grant there. I'm very impressed by the way he's never dissed his players, never shown frustration, and has just been very supportive right from the get-go. That attitude perhaps starting to pay dividends now. Here's Ackland. Nice run here from Harris Tavita. So the Warriors just making inroads and easy meterage through the middle. We've got these bullocking runs as well from County Dawson. Everything's turning to gold at the moment for the Warriors. And these young fellas better run out and get a lotto ticket at half-time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess sometimes you can put the cue in the rack, but you see the outside backs getting in and really charging through and making those important meters. Whineanganofo is one of those players. His involvement has been second to none. Popo Ali'i, he's coming too, and their big size. Obviously, at this time when they're getting the advantage line and ruck speed quite easily, those guys are starting to reap the rewards.
Well, in their defence, the Bulldogs have had to put on 65 extra tackles in that first half. As we count it down to half-time, we're just a minute out. 5 tries to 0, 26 to 0. Hard work being put in there by Talo. 23 tackles for the hooker, 17 for Patea, and Auchenbourg is working very strong as well with 19 tackles. But it's all the Warriors here this evening in the first of our double-header, coming at you from Mount Smart Stadium here in Auckland City. Out wide come the Bulldogs. Whinianganofo is up quickly, trying to shut down Doolan. He finds a bit of a hole, Doolan, and then Whinianganofo grabs him from behind. And was a shadow that the runner did not want.
Another impressive little habit that's rearing its head through the Warriors. Doolan going through. You know, he's a big 5'8". He gets through. He busts through Whinianganofo, but he didn't give up. He kept going, and he managed to see Doolan coming through, wrapped his arms around him, and the ball popped out. Good effort there from Whinianganofo.
Well, the Warriors will just shut things down here, as they should as well. Position has swung back into their favour, well and truly, with over 60% of the football. Completions at 85% for the home team. It's been an impressive showing. 17 completed sets against their opponents' 9. At the halftime break here, round 16 of the Holden Cup from Mount Smart Stadium. It's the Warriors with a whopping lead over the Bulldogs. At halftime, it's 26-0. So plenty of footy still to come here. The Bulldogs, 14th on the table. The Warriors stone last coming into today's fixture. Just 2 wins for the season. I'll be hoping to make tonight 3. Richie Barnett is going through that 5-try route there through that first half, and a really impressive showing. The combinations between the 6 and 7 working pretty fine through that first 40 minutes. Of course, we're talking Kane Talia. He's moved in from centre to standoff, and he's partnering Harris Tavita. It seems to be a pretty good move.
We've got some big players in the side. Strickland, Ashcroft, certainly some big players. Cameron Trophy too. That's just rangy back rolls, and you can just see them denting the lines. The third tackle, and they're well inside the Warriors half here with a penalty on the go too. And I think for the Bulldogs, it's really just been aggressive, and the wrestle's just got to be a lot harder. I'm sure that Brad Henderson would have ripped in and said this is unacceptable, and I'm sure we'll see a change in this Bulldogs outfit.
Well, we've seen things happen in the second half, haven't we? And we only have to think of the Penrith game for the top side, taking a huge lead into half-time, having that run down. Cameron Torpey with the carry, taking it close. Gordon Parts here with it, tries to spin across the line. He's very close. Just half a metre out. Trying to burrow his way is Lachlan Tallow. The referee Badger in the background. Tackle number 4.
Very good tackle there from Aidan Ackland. Again, getting underneath. And Torpey's just been fantastic. He's had 3 runs in the set. He's been there as a support runner too, so he's doing everything he can possibly can to get the side back in the game.
Doolan finds Wakeham. This time Morgan Harper pops the ball back to Cameron Scott, the fullback. He too looks to spin his way to the line. Last tackle here on the set. Dummy half. Tramontana threading the needle. The bounce into Whinianganofo's hand. The Warriors get the penalty. The line break, 7-2 in favour of the home team at the moment. The penalties, 4-3 in favour of the Warriors.
We've got to say that's pretty disappointed. Being offside, the kick was through. They had everything going well to build some pressure on the Warriors. Nice little chip through. Players on the left edge were just a little bit in front of the ball, and that's such a relieving penalty for the Warriors to get back into this game.
Sky Sport coverage of the NYC. Treated as some fine talent over the years. The last year of the competition in its current format. More spirited defence coming in at the moment. Cameron Torpey with tackle number 17 there. County Dawson puts the big fend on, pushes his way forward, change of angle here to Harris Tavita. He's closed down 32 metres from the try line, options to the left and right. Aidan Ackland sends it out to Talia. He'll just chip it over the top, hoping it will hold up in the end goal. That's not to be. Goes dead. Restart on the 20-metre line. So no rain so far through the course of the game. Those showers, the forecast, it's not a cold night here. I think the overnight temperature for this evening was looking at 12 degrees. Those of you might be watching in Auckland, plenty of seats and opportunity to come on down and support the top team. It's Glenn Lama, Darryl Halligan, Monty Beetham calling the action for you from 8 o'clock. Peeling away from dummy half is a smart run. Tramontana. It's a better start here for the Doggies in the second half. 16 spike tell. First receiver is Dolan, out for Wakenham. The ball's been left behind. Okay, though, the Dogs will still have it. With the referee's loud, piercing call, fifth and final. And a bit of a blow from the blue and whites.
Well, a mistake there from Kikamanu. They're starting to build. Not the best of passes from Cameron Scott from fullback. No-look pass. Went astray, and it just unsettled their rhythm there in that set piece. And again, an easy out for the Warriors. We welcome the Warriors back into this game. I really felt that some of these players are really starting to put their hand up. As I said before, Torpy's been fantastic. Strickland, Ashcroft are being fantastic. Just charging that ball up through the middle and on the edge. They just need to complete it.
Well, Popeye, what I like about his play, he's patient, but then he'll only wait for a certain amount of time, then you think, well, I'm going to go in and get it. And here he is again. Then from the left wing, grabs hold of the football, wrapped up in the tackle of Talamontana. He's an impressive player. So co-captains the squad out of the Parramatta Eels, and regarded as a very good leader. And the Warriors lose the ball to Chris Seal. The scrum, is it a scrum, a turnover? We'll just check that. It's a scrum on the halfway line or thereabouts with the scrum feed for the Bulldogs.
And again, the two players I mentioned before, Strickland, Ashcroft, coming in, get involved in the tackle, wrestling, trying to slow that play the ball down, which has been a real feature for the Warriors in the first half. Ruck speed that they've generated is fantastic.
In, out, and yours.
I guess the Dogs would be one of the few clubs you didn't play for, Rich.
Mate, I'll tell you what, I would have loved to play for the Doggies. I love the culture. I love what they're about. The players that were around it, you know, the guys that I lived not far from, and John Timu was certainly one of those players. Jason Smith, Jimmy Dimmock, players that are good friends today.
Well, that's a real roll call. Look at this run. Montana. Aiden Ackland is there, puts him away, but he's still 5 metres out from the try line. Good chance here for Doolin. Poor pass. He does well to control the football, and he's just 6 metres from the try line. Really lift the Dogs if they're able to get across the line, and this time Louis Strickland has a run towards the line.
Oh, well, that was a cracker of a tackle, wasn't it? Chanel Harris-Tavita. He went high, and given the body type of Strickland, you thought he would just go through and push him aside, but that was a fantastic effort from the youngster.
Forward pass. The Warriors looking a bit perplexed. That one's okay.
Bulldogs in here, guys.
Warriors, start the
there
ball
it is.
together. Come on, get your pack in.
Lost the ball and regained it.
To line, Warriors.
So the Dogs now in great field position. Can they capitalise?
Okay, heads in, fellas. Let's
Well,
go.
I think it's what's needed at this time of the game, isn't it? Just for them to get some joy, get some confidence back into the side. Maybe you'll see a little bit of a momentum shift. And
Stay in. Ball in, out.
Nathan Barker Pringles saying, come on, you Warriors guys, get this scrum set. Out wide they come. Cameron Scott injects himself. Smart run for the wing. Can't quite get there, Manu. The backdoor play Telemontana. Still with the Dogs and a chance. A one-out run, probably unlikely to get them to the line. That's proven. Seal solid on D. Torpy. Strong Torpy, very strong. The free Badger, just short for Torpy. It's been good off the bench. Wakeham, nicely wide too to Harper. He's tackled strong too. He's lost the football. There was a hand in it. Harper gets up, given the eyeballs as well.
Well, his opposite player, Dean Kirker-Smith, he'd be pretty happy with that. Just the sly little hand on the ball there. And Harper obviously gets up, disgraced. They wanted to get the ball to Harper. Clearly, he's got some skill. He didn't have much space, but clearly they wanted to get the ball to him and see if he can get some joy on the right edge.
Been a good little battle. And Harper is from the Arawawahia Panthers. Wakeham doing battle here with Harris DeVita, who feeds. Ackland from the back. Fernando for first touch of the ball on the set. 26-0, 10 gone in the second half. Ackland getting some decent minutes. County Dawson, as mentioned, not a lot of game time in Newcastle. He's just returned to New Zealand. Coach Pocklington looking to use him for 15, 20-minute bursts. Speaking of bursts, there he is, the effervescent Ackland. Bubbles in a lemonade bottle. There's a little kick. Far side of the field. The Dogs really need to get set. The concerted attack. They'll need more than one out running. Although that was a good return of the football. Ackland in shot. Darting run from the fullback probably shouldn't really be an acting half anyway, but they get a penalty. The visitors. Gonna make it 5-4.
Thanks, mate.
Isaac Luke. Lovely acknowledgement from young Brandon Smith too in this week's league news, saying how much he's looked up to Isaac Luke. Smith, of course, a young kid on the rise through the Melbourne ranks. Had a really strong hand last week against the Cowboys with the football. James Clark, quick play the ball. Eye off the ball for Brandon Wakeham. And that's another example of really just not being the Bulldogs' night. Preston Riki played big in that first half.
Certainly just not capitalising on the position on the field, is it? They've had 3 occasions where they could have mounted some pressure, whether it's a drop ball or a pass going astray. And it's making it easy for the Warriors to get out of trouble. Certainly not on the plan for Brad Henderson. He'd be pretty disappointed with that 10 minutes. I just felt that with the penalties starting to come in the way of the Bulldogs, they were starting to edge their way back. But with mistakes like that, unforced, well, it's going to be a hard night.
In their last outing, the Dogs were down 22-6 at half-time, fought their way back to level it up with St George. So they can do it. They just
this is not the America's Cup, man. This is not the America's Cup.
We saw what happened last time in the America's Cup. But like everyone else from this side of the world, really hoping that they continue with the great form they've been showing. And that race early on Sunday morning, isn't it?
Absolutely. Looking forward to that.
Spike Taylor with the football right in front of the posts. Big chance for the Bulldogs. They really need to get across the line here. Cameron Scott tries to assist. And that burrowing effort, perhaps not the greatest percentage play. Michael Doolan, which warrants the high fives from the home team.
Yeah, the pressure is starting to mount, isn't it, for the Bulldogs? Everything's going against them. can just see the ball was sitting there from a dummy half play. Took a while for someone to get there. And again, it's a mistake of the Bulldogs. The Warriors will be happy. They need to get out of trouble here. They need to find their fifth kick option. They need to get at the other end and play some football.
Referee Casey Badger just said, even though there was some dissent, said, I'm not going to discuss it. Of course, he's with Gavin Badger too, so I wonder if they both use that line, the referee's line. No, I won't discuss it. Unresolved issues. It's great to see. She's a good referee, no doubt. So here's Ackland. Here's Popoli. Hit by Cameron Torpey. I'll take my hat off to him too, because he's had 7 carries, 18 tackles, busying himself, the bench player. 21 tackles as well to the co-captain, Tramontana. Short side play for the Warriors, Joe Vuna. It's a powerful carry too for the second row. Last tackle, keeping it on the skinny side. Knocked on. I'm sure Morgan Harper was thinking, I was facing back.
It's Warriors night, isn't it? Everything's going their way. You can just see the post line meters from the Warriors are just making it too easy. Kanesi coming on for Dawson. A good exchange of players, but just sort of the rub of the greens going the way of the Warriors. It is certainly their night.
Well, it's been a tough old year, hasn't it? And I guess if there's a lesson for all of us, it's the old story, never give up. A few weeks ago, they just couldn't turn a trick. Got that one win. Hard-fought 2018 victory on the Gold Coast. More confidence in the ranks. Now, 26-0 at the halftime break. They haven't added to that yet, but they might here. Close to the line. Ackland with options. The double around for Kinesi. Nice ball to Harris Davida. Here comes Turner, and that's Papali'i. What a beautiful finish. A try with some class stamped all over it here for the Warriors. Try number 6.
Well, camped in their own 10 metres for some time, the Warriors. They've come into the opposition half and come up with an superb play. And it really was the delay of the passes from the Warriors players. Kane Talia. And of course, Chanel coming through. You see the ball going out and Kinesi with a wraparound. And this delayed pass, just that fraction of a second, and the right option from Lee Turner to get it to the number 17 and Gibson Papali'i. What a fantastic set piece, well executed and timely one too, just to push that boundary, the 30 points. Look at that, superb work.
Well, we were calling a try early on for fitting an awful, perhaps the best of the season for the Warriors, but that will give them a source of tremendous satisfaction. It was well structured, as you quite rightly point out. It was a set play. They've rehearsed it on Tuesday and Thursday nights here. Mind you, none of these guys are full-time professionals. All of them expected to either be in study or working. So they head on off to work and do their training 5:30 in the evening. But that will satisfy not just the players, you at home, us in the commentary position, and also Coach Pocklington. That's the type of football he's been encouraging all year.
It's just the kicks, but we were saying that Lachlan Talau, Willie Talau's son, his HSC results are 98%, and he's doing a double degree. So clearly he must have got the brains of the mother. That's what Darryl Halligan said.
Might as well throw it to Chuck. Fair enough. It's good to see the sons of talented sports men and women coming through the ranks. Likewise, your lovely daughter, her sports, hip-hop dancing, just like your dear old dad.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
There's been some battles. There's been some battles.
30 metres out from the try line. How good's Aiden Ackland been tonight? He's just had a hand in everything. And up quickly for the tacklers, Carlos Alaris. Short side, show and go. Kane Talia splits them open. Here he goes, Talia. Well, the runner was on the inside. Ackland couldn't quite get the pass to him. The Bulldogs under the pump yet again with that super run from Kane to there, holding it up there. Harris Tavita back. It comes for Ackland. Looking, gets the pass away clean too. Jerome, my man, my man, my man. Oh, you're my man, Jerome. Hot as at the moment, the Warriors can do no wrong.
Well, I've got to say, Mamia has been fantastic. His ability to chop behind the A defenders has been superb. He's keeping the game simple. He's laying a platform for the Warriors. And that try there was well deserved for the youngster, who's really starting to lift his game to another level. And again, that ruck speed has generated a lot of space for these players, and they're reaping the rewards. This was great from Kane Talia. The options with players inside and out allows this player some space. And second-guessing the defensive line, he gets up, he's on a head spin. He plays the ball quickly, not the best of passes, but the option just to try and get something going on. And look at the defence in the middle for the Doggies, not coming up. You can see a gaping hole. Mamia sensed it, just charged through as he's always done. A great try. And again, what have we got? 34 points, 10-0, 60th minute.
Remember, this is a team who 3 weeks ago hadn't got a win in the year. They're looking like world beaters at the moment. But like them, it would be foolish of us to get too carried away. No problem for Harris Tavita. In the sense it's a nice reward for them for sticking at it, turning up, supporting each other. I think this is a lesson in sport and perhaps even in life, and what's happening here tonight for them.
Just makes you think too that given time with some youngsters in the squad, you know, some of them are 17, so you've just got to be patient. You've just got to work with them, and it's not going to happen instantly, but you want to see the results at some point in the season, and they're starting to see a little bit of that arriving for the Warriors. And this is a clear sign that things are in good order. You mentioned before, Dale, about the experience coming back into the side, but everyone's on the same page. Everyone's working extremely well. Their role has been second to none. Every player on this paddock is doing their job. It's really good to see, and I'm really happy for Grant.
Paul Turner, who's done his best all year too. It'll be very hard to see Pocklington changing this 6-7 combo that's worked so effectively. His main question, picking up the ball as Kalepi Lui is there. So the thinking by the connections to go with an older and more experienced bench is paying dividends here. As we see Turner, that's Lee Turner, with the football down the left-hand side. A little bit of a show and go for Joe Vuna. Papali'i. And it was a knock-on.
Good attractive football, bit of enterprise there. Nice little offload. And then Chanel Harris Tavita tried to get the ball astray and just keep the ball moving. Just keep that tempo up. Must be pretty confident now. The players must feel that they can really drive the scoreline further and keep it at 0.
Downstairs there is actually, look, I don't want to single him out. I've already said that he's, you know, one of the smaller guys, but he's got the heart of a lion, that kid. He's already topping the tackle count with 26. He's got the slightest build on the track, but then he's getting himself right into the thick of the action. It's really paying dividends because it's inspiring those around him. This time the carry is from Spike Tail. He's been trying hard too, Tail, but just can't break the line. As the committed double banger defensive style of the Warriors is really on song tonight. As the left footer goes deep, Papali'i steadies himself and takes it with great skill again, gets up to go himself. Papali'i's away from one. 3 Bulldogs come at him, snapping at his heels. They get him down 5 metres into enemy territory, and he's slow to get to his feet. He's there now, taking exception. Bit of push and shove, and a bit of hair pulling too to boot.
Move away. Move away. Take him away.
Well, for one, the break was sensational. And you can see here a frustrated Popali'i pushing. Again, Braden Wakeham. Not a happy camper, but the ability to take that ball under pressure. The ball went high. And for any back that takes a ball with players coming down here, it's very courageous play, but he took it well and he made 60 or 70 yards. Brilliant work. I think what they're looking at is a scoreboard saying, how on earth is that 36-0?
Stacey Jones looking into, well, look, if you're winging your hair long, you run the risk of having a pull. That's the reality of it.
Get out. We've got to scrum over there. Move away.
And it was the number 7 Wakeham grabbed a chunk of the hair, didn't he? And it sparked our winger, Gibson.
He only wanted
Bulldogs.
to hear what he was
Move
saying.
back to the line, please.
Warriors, here we are.
I think it's good spirits this game. It'd be nice to see the game finish off in the way it started. So he's had a fantastic game.
Let's make sure we clear this scrum.
Gibson Popali'i.
Head in.
And we mentioned before that at one stage the Canterbury team had made over 60 extra tackles. At the moment, it's still 50.
Well, it evened up in that the second half. It actually started to even up possession. They just couldn't capitalise on it, and it could have been the turning point for the Bulldogs to really get back into the game. But they coughed up the ball and they presented the ball back to the Warriors in an easy fashion, and they just capitalised on it.
Vanessa Loris. James Clark this time. Hasn't been on too long. 7 tackles, 2 carries for the young back row. It would seem this time it's Strickland. 5th and final tackle here for the Warriors under a bit of pressure. Brandon Wakeham gets the up and under centerfield bomb. The bounce is into the hands of Kinesi. Ackland gets a spell. What a great game he's had too, Hayden Ackland. 26 tackles, 4 carries. And he was everywhere. Also, on a sad note for the Mount Albert Club, just like to acknowledge the passing of Marcus Poesi, one of their great members and stalwarts of that proud club, the Lions. And he was laid to rest today at age 59. And speaking with Jeff Ackland, just reminded the high regard that Marcus has been held in by club mates over many, many years. Moi moi. 12 metres out from the try line, the Bulldogs looking at a 36-0 scoreline. Still just on 13 minutes to play as well. And the best performance by far of the home team in 2017.
Although you're 36-0 up, I just thought that play there from Kane Talia, the ability to kick through and just position the ball in a way that makes it difficult for the opposition to come out of trouble. And I mean, to me, I think it's a sound performance from the Warriors, the junior Warriors. It really is. At times when you're that far ahead, you start to play an off-the-cuff style of football, but they really are. It's a very professional performance there from the Warriors.
Very Strickland. 1 kg using all of it. The back rower is Ashcroft. I mean, they were down 26-0 at half-time anyway, so I guess the loss there of one of their best in recent weeks at Tukumbo would have been felt. But even so, the Warriors have played a strong hand here tonight. Wakeham out the back door. Look at that for D. Terrific work. Dean Coker-Smith proves that he's a real menace on attack for defending teams. He's also a very strong defender as well. Coker-Smith, the ball popped out to the back and through Tramontana. Out to the left and shown their way to Kieran. And Kieran is over the line. That will be the first try for the Bulldogs of the evening. Took a long time to come. 68 minutes gone. And eventually Adam Kieran is in to score.
Yes, it was disappointing really to see that try. It was easy. Kalipa Louis with an arm grab there on the edge, on the right edge. A lazy tackle, and Kieran was able to get through. You can see the ball popping through here, the 13, Hayden Ashcroft, the second phase, and then the ball goes out wide. You can see here an overcommitted Louis, an arm grab. Pretty disappointed in his effort there.
It's a good reward for the visitors as well. But a very tough night for them. They certainly deserved that try, and Kieran will look to add the extras as well. (36-6), the scoreline here. Mount Smart Stadium. NYC action from round 16. Brought to you by Sky Sport.
You can see here the second phase. You see the defence dropping back, and then they ignite the defence there. Kieran, you can see the committed defender rushing away, trying to get to the second man instead of the man with the ball, and it looked too easy, and that would have been disappointing. This could give a bit of joy though for the Dogs to strike back again. 6 points. The 17th minute. That's a great run.
And the big prop finds himself in space with a marvellous run. And tribute to Richie Bernard there. Marvellous. (37 metres from the try line. Quick play the ball. Bit of roll on here for the Doggies. That'll give them some heart.
Hands away, 7 and square.
Get him up, Dean, get him up.
Brendan Wakeham to play it. 25 metres out. The back rower says, well, Oliver go to Ashcroft to the 20. Another twist to the tail here. Tramontella plays it 5 metres from the try line. Looking to go back to back in just a couple of minutes. Pushing it into the end goal cleverly is Kieran. Away initially with a tardy run. Can he get out to the field of play? It's not to be. Israel Ogden showing some fleet-footed skills in the end goal.
Well, he got to the ball quick. This run here from Parterre was fantastic. Bulldogs through the middle and really had no support around him.
Let's go, Warriors.
And the Warriors, there's 3 or 4 players around, a good sign. But again, the kick through from Kieran. Ogden did extremely well to get to that ball. He turned and really accelerated there through. Nearly got through. Great effort there from Ogden.
Ashcroft does well also to shut him down in the end goal. There's Jordan with an eye. Parterre. Morgan Harper gets hold of the ball. Prečelviki across the top on him. On the 30-metre line, Ashcroft again. That's a good carry for him. Other opportunities have come late in the game, just 8 minutes to play. And sadly for the Dogs, these opportunities didn't present themselves a bit earlier in the match. Out wide they come. Kieran loses control of the football. The Dogs will be called for a knock-on. The Warriors celebrate. They'll get the scrum feed here.
Go one more set, James.
Let's just analyse again the move in here from Kane Talia, who we know is a very skillful fullback. When the opportunity came, used at centre. Now the opportunity to team up with Harris Tavita, and it's been a good combination. But again, a reminder of the versatility of this man. He's a fine athlete.
Yep.
And I guess it just adds a bit of weight to his rugby league stocks.
I think it gives you confidence too, having to play in a different position. And if your coach gives you that opportunity to play that, you learn so much from a development point of view. But also, when you're in a game where you've dominated and ruck speed's on your side, you can look a lot better than things are. So I think in respect to where this game is going, I think when the going gets tough, the 6 and 7 position is such a hard position when you're under the pump, when you've had fair possession, and at times when momentum's against you, that's when it starts to be different. He's been great.
This is Dean Coker-Smith. well, back from Newcastle, and both he and County Dawson, both back from the Knights, have really added to this effort tonight. Kinesi again.
He's been fantastic. The ability to sort of move his body around and gain that extra marge has been fantastic.
Took a shot there as Talia. It's a torpedo, sort of, how would you call it? Sort of skimmed across the surface towards touch. There he is, Malino Whineanganofo, 2 tonight. And that's great reward for his efforts through the season. Trying hard, enjoying his football. Now he's in the front row.
Hold for the out, guys.
Look, Mum, no hands.
And yours.
Thank you.
Strickland pushes forward, 17 tackles, 12 hit-ups. He's levelling out possession, as they tend to do across a game. Penalty 6-4 in favour of Canterbury. Fighting across field is Wakeham, picking up the hard-running Parter. He's into a hole again. He's away from one. Parter, good run from him too. Whineanganofo makes the tackle across the top to make sure of it, as well as Kinesi. The Dogs, Wakeham puts the kick in, and the Dogs come in nicely as well. The Warriors will go underneath the crossbar for the restart. Just 4.5 minutes to play.
Well, it seemed a different side, isn't it? Their shape a lot better, a lot of ball movement, a lot of players in motion. And the ball was the right ball straight to this man. We saw him charge through the middle. And again, he's devastating on the edge. Hard to stop. And again, I was surprised they never got a penalty. Kinesi on him. And for about 3 seconds, he played the ball and allowed the defence for the Warriors to get back. But a good result. A repeat set.
36-6. Ashcroft winds up and Vicky comes at him. 2 big men collide. Respect afforded each other too for their efforts in attack and defence. James Clark hasn't had as many opportunities as others. Wakeham holds it up nicely, then pops the ball through for Torpy. Close to the line, chance here for the Bulldogs. Coker Smith is there on D. Strong effort from Coker Smith.
Tackle 4.
Wait for their whistle.
Been singing his praises on attack too, Dino. This time showing great skill and commitment.
Well,
His defensive work.
He's a fair size, isn't he, Morgan Harper? And to get the ball and tackle someone, looked like a late tackle, but to tackle someone so close to the line with his size, with momentum on your side,
Number
16.
clearly unbelievable.
Charlie Dawson with an unnecessary late shot on Brandon Wakeham.
You got the mark there, James?
Actually, mate. Yep.
Stay back. Hold. Hold, go.
Tramontana. Partia. Yeah, if anyone deserves a try, it's that big fella.
Come on. Go.
Jordan Partia. It's Blake Strong. We'll see more of him as his career unfolds. The try scorer is Kieran again. Close to the line.
I'll go Torpy on the right edge.
After 2 in a row there, don't strike at him like that. Then it'll be a slow play the ball. If you strike at him, it goes against you.
Very good referee.
Won't be too long. We'll be seeing Mrs. Badger, I think, taking full control in the NRL. And what's refreshing is that they haven't got a bunker to go to, so she's got to make calls on the run, as does her assistant. Keeps the game ticking over. Here are the Dogs. They get another one. I guess there'll be plenty across the Tasman and perhaps even here. Wishing them well. Kadasalaris, back rower is Ashcroft. He's close, pops the ball. Here's a chance. Look at the tackle downstairs by Chris Seal. superb. And the Warriors come up with the football.
No advantage.
Less than 2 to play.
Out here, guys. Hey.
Desperate defence.
Hey.
Bit of frustration there.
Move up to the line.
Nice little offload from Ashcroft. And again, the ball may have probably seen it go left to right. There was some edge runners waiting for that pull to come out wide.
Move back to the line.
We've got Torpy ranging out on their right side.
Can you get it, Joey?
It's a good result here from the Warriors. 36-6. The best performance I think we've seen, Dale, here at Mount Smart. It's the first win at home, or back-to-back wins this season. First win a couple of weeks ago.
2 hands.
It's just the ticket for these young guys, isn't it? And they've struggled all year, and now they've turned a corner. And that's been very satisfying for them. Their connections, their families as well. They've been riding that disappointment all year, but now they're in win zone, and it's been an impressive showing. 5 tries in the first half, 2 of them to Whinianga and Awful, and then 2 tries to 1. The last of them coming with just 12 minutes to play, the first for the Bulldogs, and here he is, Whinianga and Awful. Throwing up that fend left, right and centre. Plenty of spirit in the tackles, plenty of smiles as well for these young men inside for Keanu Dawson. That's why he's there too. 20 years of age, but he can take 3 or 4 defenders with him on the carry. Just 15 seconds to the full-time hooter.
Stay square, mate.
Lewis Seal hasn't had too many opportunities at all, but he's on the field. And for the 17-year-old, it'll be game number 2 in the NYC. There's the hooter in the background, a really impressive showing for the home team under Coach Grant Pocklington, as we see perhaps a glimmer of satisfaction on his face. But a solid victory, and it's the Warriors here in round 16 of the Holden Cup at Mount Smart. Too strong for the Bulldogs. They win this one 36-6.